Feed me and I'll heal your son, the girl whispered. The millionaire laughed. Until the impossible asterisk asterisk, the girl's voice was barely louder than the wind, but her words stopped him cold. If feed me, she whispered, eyes steady and calm, and I'll heal your son. The millionaire laughed. Not because he was cruel, but because hope had already broken him once too often. Doctors had tried. Money had tried. Nothing worked. And yet, something in the girl's eyes made him pause, just long enough for the impossible to begin. Before we dive into this story, take a moment to support Kindness Story Hub. If stories like this touch your heart, please subscribe, like this video, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your support helps us bring more kindness-filled stories to life. Ethan Cole had everything most people dreamed of. A glass mansion on the hill. Cars that cost more than houses. A name that opened doors without knocking. But none of it mattered when he sat beside his son's hospital bed at night, listening to the soft, uneven beeps of machines. His son, Noah, was 9 years old. Once full of energy, once a boy who raced bikes and laughed too loud. Now he barely spoke. A rare illness had slowly stolen his strength, and every specialist had the same gentle face and the same quiet words, "We're sorry." Ethan had donated millions. He had flown Noah across the country, then across the world. Nothing helped. Hope became a dangerous thing, something he avoided because it hurt too much when it left. One cold evening, Ethan left the hospital to clear his head. The city below shimmered with lights, but he felt nothing. As he walked past a small park near the hospital, he noticed a girl sitting alone on a bench. She looked about 10 or 11. Thin jacket. Dirty shoes. Hair pulled back like she didn't own a mirror. She wasn't begging. She wasn't crying. She was just sitting there, watching people pass. As Ethan walked by, she spoke. "Your son is sick," she said softly. Ethan stopped. He turned slowly. "What did you say?" She met his eyes without fear. "Your son. He's hurting. You're hurting too." Ethan felt a flash of anger. "Listen, kid. That's not funny." "I'm not joking," she replied. "Feed me, and I'll heal your son." The words hit him like a bad joke told at the wrong time. He laughed once, sharp and tired. "You want food? Is that it?" She nodded. "Yes. I'm hungry." Ethan hesitated. He had spent thousands on dinners that meant nothing. What was one meal? He sighed. "Fine. Come on." He bought her a hot sandwich, soup, and a drink from a nearby cafe. She ate slowly, carefully, like she didn't want to waste a single bite. When she finished, she looked up at him and smiled. "Thank you," she said. "Kindness always comes back." Ethan shrugged. "Don't make promises you can't keep." She stood and walked away without another word. That night, something strange happened. Noah slept peacefully for the first time in weeks. His breathing was steady. His skin looked warmer, healthier. Nurses noticed. Doctors noticed. By morning, the monitors showed improvement no one could explain. Ethan didn't sleep. He just stared at his son, afraid to blink. Over the next few days, Noah continued to improve. Slowly. Steadily. Test results changed. Symptoms faded. Doctors used words like unusual and unexpected. None of them said miracle, but they were thinking it. Ethan's mind kept returning to the girl that he searched for her every evening in the park. Days passed. Then weeks. Nothing. Noah was eventually discharged. He walked out of the hospital holding Ethan's hand, smiling for the first time in months. Ethan should have felt only joy, but something tugged at him. A quiet guilt. A question he couldn't shake. Who was that girl? One rainy afternoon, Ethan finally saw her again. She was sitting near a shelter, sharing a small bag of food with an older man and a stray dog. She noticed Ethan before he spoke. "Your son is stronger now," she said. "I'm glad." Ethan's voice cracked. "What did you do?" She shook her head. "I didn't do anything." "You did." He stared at her. "I don't understand." She stood up, rain soaking her sleeves. "You chose kindness when you didn't have to. When you were tired. When you were angry at the world. That matters more than you think. Ethan swallowed hard. Why me? She smiled gently. Because you were broken. And broken people understand hunger. Before he could say another word, a shelter worker called her inside. She waved once and disappeared through the door. Ethan never saw her again, but he changed. He funded the shelter. Not with a check and a photo, but with time. He volunteered. He listened. He learned names. He made sure no child went to bed hungry near that hospital. Noah grew stronger every day. Years passed. Doctors still couldn't explain his recovery. Ethan stopped asking. One night, years later, Noah, now a healthy teenager, asked his father, "Dad, why do you help so many people?" Ethan smiled, eyes shining. Because once, a hungry girl reminded me that kindness isn't small. It's powerful. And sometimes, it heals in ways we'll never understand. He looked out at the city lights, no longer empty to him. Somewhere, he hoped, the girl was warm. And fed. And smiling, because kindness, once given, never really disappears. If this story touched your heart, remember, kindness doesn't have to be loud or expensive. Sometimes it's just a meal. A moment. A choice. And you never know whose life it might change. Let's keep spreading kindness, together.